Alright, we're back again now, and it's time to dive into the final episode. Again, a lot of those middle episodes are very gameplay heavy. Very heavy on the action scenes and the investigation scenes, and a lot of it's giving you clues here and there, but it's not specific to what's actually going on. You know, not specific hints to what's actually going on beneath the surface. There are things, little things here and there, like very, very subtle clues that will give you a hint as to the fact that Georgie is the killer. Things like how he has the same brand of shitty cigarettes that Bigby smokes in his club. And like he's most likely
that's why you can't tell me anything.
There's other people that have those cigarette machines, but you can eliminate them as suspects. You have things like the accessibility to
We're not burning the trees now.
You have the accessibility to the
not really gonna send me to the farm, are you?
logs of the appointments that the
After everything we fucking been through,
the sex
you don't have
workers
the nerve to give me a straight answer.
keep. And there's also that little hint about that was at the end of the last episode about stop laughing at me.
This time was no joke.
You know, and just his relationship to the nursery rhyme that he was that the character's based on.
Wait. When you get the crooked man,
You know, the thing
make
about
sure you bring him back
the whole thing
alive.
about
He has to stand
kissing the
trial.
girls and making them cry.
Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a
And when the boys come out to play, Georgie Porgy runs away. You know, a lot of very vague subtext stuff. But the game does actually just straight up tell you, yeah, it was Georgie that killed the girls, but it was obviously under the Crooked Man's orders. So he's the one that's really responsible. You know, it's not that, it's not, you know, on a technicality that he didn't technically fire the gun or pull the ribbons off or whatever. He didn't technically kill anybody, but he's responsible. You know, everything that's done is under his sway, under his command.
You've come a long
And
way.
you can't just pretend like
You must be tired.
like all of this shit was done of their own volition. You know, everybody owes everything to the Crooked Man. That's the way he wants it. Everything is under his control.
You haven't had a lot of rest recently.
But the thing is, like, his characterization doesn't appear to be that smart.
Please, Sheriff.
Like, he
Relax
talks
for a moment, will you?
in double talk. He talks
Do you
in
want a drink?
very obvious
to eat?
lies, and he's very easy to see through.
Vivian makes a very nice, it's elegant. Really, a carpaccio. It's lobster. Sirloin. Well, gramercy me. Take a seat at the very least. No? What do you think you're doing?
He's gonna...
Mr. Wolf is our guest, and I have every intention of cooperating.
No, you
So
don't.
don't waste the silver. Sit down, Jersey. Well, Sheriff.
Like,
for the
he's just
sake
a
of
mob boss,
transparency,
essentially.
Why don't you tell us
And
why
he's very
you're here?
obvious mob boss.
It would
And
help
everybody,
settle everyone's nerves, I think.
you know, the fact that
You're destroying this town.
the entire
You've been doing
community
it
is
for
under his
ages.
thumb
Destroying this town. What on earth?
makes it very clear
What the
and
hell
very
do you
obvious
think
to
I
everyone
mean?
that he's
Slavery,
responsible.
kidnapping, extortion, murder. What would you call the wholesale corruption of Fabletown?
I would call it the baseless accusation of a desperate sheriff.
Yeah,
How
except
you
literally
suspicious
everyone
of
in town
Conspiracy against
can,
me. I'm a well-connected man, well-moneyed. People do like to take
attest to the fact that you've been,
Don't try to play me. It won't work.
you know, holding them
control you. I have no need for treachery.
under your
I do
thumb.
everything right out in the open. But I can understand the confusion, and I'm truly sorry about the trouble all this has caused you.
Total bullshit.
And I hope you believe me when I say, Sheriff, that I
Like, he talks in
need to
total
make it up to you.
bullshit, and it's
There
very
is
obvious
murders that have
bullshit.
gotten such attention as of late. I don't relish
He's
telling
not
you that they
clever
were
or
perpetrated by an employee
silver-tongued
of
or
mine.
anything.
It's a very unfortunate bit of business, but I promise you that the matter will be dealt with
And it's
internally.
a really
I just want
bad
to settle the
capstone
issue
to
for
this
you,
game,
and to assure you that it's over with. You
because
really don't need to worry
there's that whole
yourself
trial
further.
scene which I
I
fucking
already
hate,
know who did
where
it.
he just talks
Forgive
in
me, Sheriff,
circles
for doubting your
and says,
effort,
"Oh, I didn't
but
technically kill those
who
girls,
do you think
and you can't
committed
prove
these
it.
crimes?
You can't prove I did, so I'm
It's
innocent."
been a long couple of days for you.
It was Georgie, all right?
Well done, Sheriff. I'm sorry I doubted you. However, like I said, I'll be handling the matter if you don't mind.
Yeah, I killed him, so what? Get your hands off me!
Look, the fact is, George here misinterpreted one of my instructions.
Misinterpret?
No,
And I want to
understood
make
it
things right.
very, very clearly.
So, let's work something out.
You're
What's
just
there
trying to
work
talk
out?
your way
I'm
out of it.
protected, aren't I?
Your protection has limits, and I think you've far exceeded yours. That you could murder someone in cold blood.
It's
like
very
that.
You fucking asked
frustrating
me to do
because,
this.
like,
And
You
then
told me
attempt
to
to
kill
blame
him.
me for
there's
it.
no,
You will be silent while we discuss what to do.
there's no like real dilemma
Strike
here.
bollocks, this.
Like, it's very, very
just gonna
clear
let
to
him do this?
everyone that the Crooked Man's
So what do you
responsible
say,
for the
Sheriff?
actions of his
Can
men.
we discuss terms?
And he
You
doesn't
can
have
have
an argument.
Georgie.
He doesn't have any
Consider
kind
it a
of
gift,
argument.
ensuring our continued cooperation.
I think I'll be taking both of you.
You're not taking me, you fucking ponce. What the fuck is this shit? You said you'd cover for us.
For minor infractions, not murder.
Just go with him, Georgie. You're gonna sink us all.
What's wrong with you people? You're really gonna sell him out just like
You
that?
think I give a fuck if I'm the one? Who the shit do you think you fuckers
surrender.
are?
The fuck out of
I
here.
do apologize, Sheriff, but I think it's best if you leave now.
There's no way I'm going with him. Are you kidding me?
Things are about to get unpleasant, and I would rather you weren't here to watch.
You can go join that whore at the bottom of the lake for all I give a shit. But he's not taking me anywhere. I'll roll over on the lot of you before I let that shit happen.
What are you saying?
Yeah, what the fuck? You're gonna make sure we all go down this shitter with you?
I told you.
I already told you. I'm taking both of you in, so let's go.
This could have gone so well. To speak the truth, I've never been a very good mediator. Why negotiate when you can just decide?
Did I miss anything good? Well, look at you, all fixed up.
I really don't like your face, Jersey. Quite frankly, you piss me off more than anybody.
You're done, Wolf.
Come on, we're pretty much done here.
I'd like to say it was nice knowing you, but I'll be glad to see your insides turned out.
Will you now?
Oh god.
You really just don't know when to quit, do you? Stay down.
shit.
I know.
The first half of this game is going to be very, very action. This episode, I should say, rather. Hello, kitty. How you doing? How you doing, Bubba? Doing good in the way? Baby? Hmm? The bear trap. Ah. Oh no! Let go. Let go, sweetie. There you go. Good girl. Oh, you! Never actually done that version before. We all lined up at the same place anyway. Alright, so this is a particularly gruesome scene, and quick content warning, this does contain depictions of suicide. Basically, the fable that the character of Vivian, the girl with the purple ribbon, is based on, the original story, which is largely known as the Velvet Ribbon, plays out almost exactly more or less how it plays here. It's a story of obsession and violence and mistrust and just a lot of messed up stuff. And basically the whole thing with the ribbon ends up being about the woman marrying a husband who is obsessed with the ribbon and can't get past it. And eventually when they take it off, you know, it turns to be the only thing holding her head on her shoulders. It's a violent image. It's been the subtext for a lot of stuff that has been going on. The subtext of all the murders. And it's not a pleasant scene to play out. So if that's if you're sensitive to that kind of imagery, you know, you might want to avoid that. Oh shit! And I haven't even found it. So I couldn't even have the conversation. She just straight up does it. Well, you know what? Let's maybe see if we can replay that. as grotesque as that scene is, as hard as it is to sit through, it is worth watching.
Fuck no. No, no, no.
Okay, so that's going to mean we're going to need to replay the whole chase there. Because we've obviously missed the whole conversation by choosing the wrong car to jump on and getting run over by Bloody Mary. So let's not do that. Let's make better decisions.
Come on, Georgie.
Oh, shit.
I know.
I mean, that's the consequences when you make the wrong choices in this game. It's kind of bullshit, but that's the breaks.
What was that?
No! Ah!
Take him off!
I can't!
Gun it!
Are you sure?
Do it!
He's not moving.
Keep going!
Come on.
Right. Fuck it.
That'll be my dinner. So we might wait until after this scene. Or I'll just take a moment now to turn the oven off so I don't burn everything. But we'll get through these scenes as quick as we can. Before we have something to eat. Yeah, so again, depictions of suicide. Difficult imagery, difficult scene to sit through. Sensitive viewers might want to
Hang on, I need a minute.
Okay.
decide whether you want to keep watching or not
How did this happen,
for a little while.
Shit. Hello, Bigby. I hoped you'd come to your senses. Crooked Man's the one you want. But of course, you're too much of an idiot to see that. Or maybe you just like me too much to let me go. That it, Sheriff?
I'm taking you in, Georgie. Let's go.
You gonna carry me?
If
Please,
I have
Sheriff.
to.
Haven't you done enough? Look at him. He's dying.
Vivian, you don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to help you here.
Just leave it alone.
You can't seriously want to protect this guy. You know what he did.
I'm not going anywhere. It isn't his fault.
He's a murderer. Faith and Lily, he's the reason they're dead.
Look, I know he made a few mistakes. We
Yeah,
all
murder
have.
is
What?
slightly
He
more
made sure
than
they
a
couldn't
mistake.
talk with those damn ribbons, and then he killed them. You're wearing one yourself. Doesn't that bother you even a little, knowing that man murdered?
Of course it does. Those girls.
So it's all my fucking fault then.
I
You
didn't mean-
fucking. You're gonna throw me to the fucking wolf too? You know I didn't have a goddamn choice. What the fuck?
Yeah, so these
I did what I
people,
had to.
like, as bad as they
You
are,
can't fucking blame me for that.
Look, I'm
Sometimes you just have to do what you're told. Then it comes back to bite you in the ass
Like,
because
as bad
some
as they
good-for-nothing,
are, as
crooked
bad as their
bastard
actions
decides
are,
you're not worth shit anymore.
they're
Oh,
also
Don't
victims
give me that
in this whole
bullshit.
thing.
You're responsible.
like hell I am. Look, Faith and the others tried to pull a run on us. And as you can imagine, the Crooked Man wasn't too thrilled. But of course, the big boss didn't want to get his fucking hands dirty. So he told me to take care of it. You think I don't know what that means? Either I do what he says or I'm the one getting dealt with. So I fucking killed him. And I'd do it again. 'Cause it's not my fault. The Crooked Man gave the order. He told me to kill them. And then he fucking sold me out. The both of you can go rot in hell.
Georgie.
You think I'm the one to fucking blame?
That's not what I meant. I was just trying
I
to...
know what you were trying to do. You think that'll help? You still haven't learned, have you? Still the same old fucking moron. Go ahead and arrest me then. But it won't bring back Lily or Faith. It won't free your friend Narissa. And I'm just the sap taking the fall for the whole thing. It must be so easy being you. Just come in here and blame me for all this shit. Job's done, right?
Like, it's
George
not
is the
about
bad guy. It's all his fucking fault.
getting things back. It's about justice.
But what was I supposed to do? You don't know what it's like, Bigby. How could you know? At the end of the day, you're just like him. Coming here, talking about options, like it was that simple.
You murdered Faith and Lily. You put those fucking ribbons around their necks. You had the power to let them go, but you chose not to.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I freed them... What would you have me do? Kill her?
Georgie, don't.
It was them or Vivian. So you tell me, if freeing Lily meant she had to die, do you still think I had a fucking choice?
What are you talking about?
This is the original. The girl with the ribbon. I'm sure you've heard the stories. Couldn't take it off, couldn't talk about it. She used her little purple ribbon to make more of them. To keep our girls quiet. To ensure absolute discretion.
You promised you wouldn't.
All that magic is connected to this little thing.
Yeah.
You remove hers, and the spell's broken.
Fucking
They're all
horrible
free.
idea.
But you know what happens to her? The same thing that happened to Faith. So don't you come in here and tell me I fucked up.
What the hell, Georgie? We were supposed to look out for each other. I trusted you.
You can't fucking blame me. You're not innocent here either.
Wait, those were your ribbons? You're in on this? I thought you cared about them.
I do. Of course I do. You have to understand, nobody was supposed to die.
then maybe you shouldn't have fucking made magical ribbons that cut people's heads off if you take them off.
Our guarantee. That's how it started, anyway. This was supposed to be our place. We were going to be in charge for once, and nobody would try to control us or use us. That was the point.
Yeah, but you ended up getting controlled and used.
And everything just turned to shit.
So, do you get it now? Why I couldn't just... If you still think it's so fucking simple, then you do it. Go right ahead. Kill her then.
What are you doing?
Break the spell. Save the fucking day.
Stop it.
I told you. Sometimes all your options are shit. What the fuck are you supposed to do then?
I'm not playing this game, Georgie. I won't kill her.
Don't talk about me like I'm not even here. Please. You think this is hard for you? My life is such a fucking burden on your conscience. Don't I get a say? It's my life. Like it was either of yours to give up in the first place.
I wasn't really...
Just shut up. What makes you think you can just... I know what I've done.
Wait.
I'm sick of everyone thinking that they can just do what they want with my life. I thought it would be different here. But it's all the fucking same.
Vivian, I didn't mean...
Do you think I wanted to be this person? What I did to Faith and Lily? To all of them?
Vivian, wait.
Every day I have to look Gwen and Hans in the eye and pretend I don't care. I have to forget what I've done to them. What I took away from them. I look at Nerissa and I hate myself.
Vivian.
I can't pretend anymore.
What are you doing?
Vivian, don't. Vivian, no! Fuck! No, 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 no! Why'd you have to do that, Vivian? Vivian! Shit! Vivian, I didn't fucking mean it. I was just... Oh. Oh, fuck!
Get up. Get up!
Don't think so, Bigby. I'm gonna die here. I think we both know that. Just make sure you give the crooked man the same treatment when you find him. Really fuck him up for me, all right? For both of us. You know the bastard deserves it. Make a promise to a dying man. Give him hell.
Don't worry about the crooked man.
Like, Georgie doesn't really deserve any promises.
All right. Shepherd Metalworks.
Like, he doesn't deserve to be, like, absolved of guilt for, by any stretch of the imagination.
You want to finish me
but
off
he
now?
is, in his own way, kind of a victim in this whole
Or do
thing.
you plan to kick me around a little first? Rip my limbs off
As
one
much
by
as
one?
anyone.
That's what you want to do, right? Well, whatever it is, just get it over with. I'm not sticking around for much longer.
You deserve worse than this, Georgie.
I suppose you're right. No more games, all right. We both know how this ends.
Yeah. At this point,
Just make it quick.
death is a mercy.
I know what I did. Let's not draw this out.
All right, Georgie.
Yeah, so that's a real fucking shit show. It's very much a heavy, classical noir detective story ending. Just nobody wins. everybody loses. You know, just like, forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown. Chinatown, even. Alright, so hopefully I think we can get this all finished up in about an hour or so.
Of course.
One more stupid minigame. And again, this is mostly just a very action-heavy scene, but there is a little bit of set dressing, a little mise en scène that reinforces that narrative about what was going on with Faith and Lily and Nerissa, why they were at the center of this whole thing, why the girls were killed.
Big Wolf. The big bad wolf. You used to be something.
And monitoring all the girls. Fights between them. Friendly days and all this shit. A lot of stuff that really they didn't have any practical means of watching, but they always had somebody watching after them, as we saw in that photograph they took of the girls with the Tweedledum behind them. Obviously, we've got the torture device that the Crooked Man is broken on, which he has found a new use for, being the one doing the torturing. You know, they're finding, they're smelting silver bullets here, finding whatever means they can get to maintain their control, their power over the rest of Fabletown.
It's about time you showed up.
I had to take care of some things first.
Little errand boy. That's nice.
Ah, Bigby. I see you made it here in one piece. I do apologize, but I have some business to attend to.
Yeah, the business you have to attend to is coming with me and facing your day in court.
This won't take long.
Get out of my way now. Don't make this worse.
Aw, he doesn't want to play.
I'm sure you'll persuade him.
Cut this shit out!
Didn't your mother ever teach you manners? Or was she too busy fucking whatever breeze drifted through town? Oh, come on! Is that the best you can do?
Again, it's another thing. One of the things about this game that could have been done a lot stronger is just kind of like polishing up the characters of Bloody Mary and the Crooked Man. Because they could be done a lot better than they actually are here. Like, Bloody Mary doesn't come off as intimidating as intimidating as she probably should. She's a little bit of a poser. She's a little too melodramatic B-movie horror villain. And the Crooked Man isn't nearly as smart as he should be.
Where are you? Come out and face me!
Do a fucking Terminator 2 on this. Give her the fucking T-1000 treatment. Again, so these have actually been, the scene with Georgie, scene here, they've been really, really strong, like, climactic scenes, and the unfortunate thing is that when you finally settle things with the Crooked Man, it's really not. This is especially awesome when you get to see a little bit of the big bad glory. Here's some form. And it's basically how nobody's an Ash form. Like, you literally went through this whole game not even knowing who you were fucking with. The ultimate crescendo of which is you huff and you puff and you blow them all away. Your ass is glass. Upon reflection, You should not have messed with me.
Hello, Bigby. You look tired.
Give me one good reason not to rip you apart right now.
This gun holds six. I won't miss next time. Before you do anything with me, I thought I should point out a few things. Snow White wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want. You plan to do what she says, don't you? You will bring me back alive. Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community. And I'm sure Miss White would agree that I should be given a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that? I will have a trial. Are we clear? Look, there's no reason for us to be at each other's throats here.
That's funny, coming from a guy pointing a gun at my head.
This is just a precaution. I'm sure you understand. I'm no murderer, Mr. Wolf. I didn't kill those women.
But you can.
And I think you
directed
know that.
a murder.
All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
You're the reason those girls were murdered. Just because you didn't pull the trigger
I'm a businessman.
doesn't make you any less responsible.
There's still a lot you have to answer for.
And I will, as long as you agree to my terms. Because I'm not saying another word until I'm brought before the community. And I don't think I'm being unreasonable. If you decide to do something stupid, like murder me, you won't get your answers. But you will have a difficult time explaining yourself to Miss White and the rest of this miserable town. You're often reckless, and I worry you're not thinking of the... Let me ask you an honest question. What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth? Or do you just want to look like the hero? Because those are two very different things. You're smart, I'll admit that. So what I just don't understand is why you're here. I mean, you want to catch your killer, right? Georgie. He's dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. We've won.
Yeah, but
really
justice
think I'm that
hasn't been
stupid?
served.
I understand you have an obligation.
You
to
are the
bring
reason
me in,
those girls were
but
killed.
You can brighten up
You
a
must be
little.
held responsible.
It's over.
You must
So,
be brought down.
Shall we get going? I'd rather not dawdle.
All right, let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you
I'd
say?
rather you didn't.
Hey! I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup.
You're
That's for
under
fucking
arrest.
me around.
You'll be given a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will follow.
Yeah, so the end of this scene and the epilogue I like, and the epilogue especially really hammers home my theory about
I know.
what's actually
But we have to
happened,
do
like
something.
what
Are you
actually
fucking
set
kidding me?
all
When
this
does
in
thing
motion.
happen? Are you sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to.
But this whole trial scene and just the way it goes around and around, and it's all a bunch of talk about nothing.
Motherfucker.
It's all just a bunch of fucking
Are you okay?
hollow,
It's been
courtroom
hours.
bullshit.
We were worried you'd run into some trouble at the Crooked Man's place. And after what
And
happened
it's
with Mary...
It's frustrating because
I guess
he doesn't
you've
even
been
have an
worse.
argument.
You
It's just
did well, Sheriff.
annoying.
I'm surprised. Not that you did well,
it's
but that,
it's a slug. It's
I'm
tedious.
just glad you made
difficult.
it back in one piece.
It's just hard to
About
get
time
through
you showed
because
up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking
it's irritating.
Yes, what are you waiting
for?
You murderer!
You don't
Why
feel
you
like
killed
you've really
Lily?
accomplished
Where the
anything
fuck do
in
you
this
get
whole
off?
argument.
You think you have the right to just do this to people? You're a
Because
fucking
everybody
crook.
here knows that he's
asshole.
responsible in
Everyone?
one way or another.
Can I have
And
your
everybody
attention?
knows
Thank you
really
all for
that
coming
he's
here on
responsible
such short
for the
notice.
death of these
I know normally we'd
girls,
schedule a formal hearing, but
regardless
considering
of
the
whether or not he
circumstances, I thought
pulled
it
the
best
trigger
if we do this as
himself,
soon as
whether there's
possible.
blood on his
The
hands,
Crooked Man is
literally.
charged with the murder
As
of
I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Poji who killed those women, not me.
Yeah, on your
It was
orders.
George...
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're
Yeah,
saying
because your
Georgie's the
explanation is
motherfucker
bullshit.
who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not.
Georgie was a victim of this psycho, too. He was pushed into the whole thing, and now he's dead.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with
And,
it
like,
later,
even-
but right now, you're the one I'm concerned
Like,
with.
You
even
called the
if you,
shots. Georgie made that perfectly
even if
clear.
you
In which case,
would
you
for
still
one
have a lot to
minute
answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't.
acknowledge
you
his
would be allowed
premise
to
that,
speak.
oh, I
We
didn't
have to
I
read
didn't
the
kill
rest of
them,
the
so
charges.
Other charges.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
I wasn't
Got it?
the killer because I didn't directly kill them. Like,
You are charged
all
with
of
the
these other
murder of
charges.
Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your
all of
order,
these other charges,
inciting
which
violence
everybody
against
in this
various members
room
of the Fabletown
knows you're
community,
guilty of because
including
they
the
are the
attempted
people who
murder
were
of Sheriff
affected
Big
by
Blue
them.
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
aiding and providing
All of
monetary
that.
support for the forced
Like,
prostitution
even
at the
if you
Pudding and
discount
Pie. Additionally,
the
you
murder
are
of
charged
these
with
girls, which
multiple
he is
counts
responsible
of
for,
fraud,
let's not-
extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And
Let's
resist
not
an
even
arrest.
Oh,
pretend that he isn't.
yes. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
Like, for all of these reasons,
First
he's
of all,
already
I had
guilty
nothing
enough
to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from
to
me.
face punishment.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're an...
I know you're responsible. You've been behind all of this from the beginning, so cut the shit.
We all know who you are. We know what you've
Just
done.
give it up already.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of
He
this
just
town,
has no
we have to
defense.
start doing things correctly. No more
And it's
snap
all,
judgments,
like,
no more
just this
secrets.
over-dramatized,
we are going to treat
melodramatic
everyone fairly, even
kinda
when
schlock.
they don't deserve it.
That's really a downer note
This
to
is
go out on.
ridiculous.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to
Like,
a
what a
dying
crock
mother.
of shit.
Are you gonna get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women.
No,
It was his
he
business.
was. You're
And for
lying
whatever
through your
reason,
teeth.
I'm sure only he could understand. He murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth.
Give me a break. You're so full of shit.
Well, I thought we could discuss this like civilized people, but apparently
For
that
fuck's
isn't going
sake.
to happen.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby, when you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your
No.
questions. I was willing to cooperate.
Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end.
It's not about loyalty. It's about intimidation and control.
You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man just to save someone.
Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people. Use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that. Hired help.
Like, he has no argument.
Among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make
their own decisions. So why did you have slaves in chains?
You're not serious. I know what you do to people. I've seen it firsthand.
Like,
what you did to Faith,
off, my
the
dude.
way you manipulated her. Do you really think any of those girls were free? Do you really think Faith wanted to...
I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm sorry that your wife came to me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my best judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Oh, so
right,
you
and you kept them in debt, so
put
they
her in
couldn't
slavery.
leave.
Yeah, that's what you did
You
to
decided
us. How you kept us all
what
in
she
line.
should do
It was not
for
me
you?
who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant.
You put these people in your debt, and you decided how you would run their lives.
I was there to look out for you.
So that they would perpetually be in your debt.
We didn't abandon anyone. We've been trying to help them.
Like, what is that if not slavery?
What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back.
It's again this illusion of charity. This illusion that everything he does is for the good of the community, when it's really just for the good of himself. It's just a way to manipulate people, to use people.
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
What?
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
I know. Snow made a mistake.
I had very good reasons for asking you to do that. She was working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with the Crooked Man.
We've made
except
some
it kind of did.
I've made some mistakes. But believe me,
but there was
I
obviously
truly
a
want what's
personal
best for this
element to
town.
it.
And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can.
Things haven't been great for a while now, but we'll do better at protecting you. From people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the...
Georgie was working for
you. Mean, besides all of the evidence?
That nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom...
You know, all the fucking contraband with your goddamn logo on it?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town?
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this. I just
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you, for profit. Georgie killed them.
Make sure I understand you. You're
like, even this point that he's trying to say, that he's responsible...
At the time. Yes?
Yes.
Of course. Yes. You're
like
responsible.
he's responsible for the action of people in his
blame
employ.
For Georgie's mistakes,
and like,
shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's
so
actions
supposedly,
as well?
Like what?
Miss White's
How about the
accountable
way he
for
treated
the
poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody?
For the actions
he was beaten
himself.
To mashed apples while
it's
under
like,
your
yeah,
watch.
Under my watch.
That's bullshit.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
Like,
that's
that
enough.
totally invalidates that point.
You won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for
This
mine.
is completely different.
I did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened.
Yeah, and we only
Georgie
have your
killed Faith
fucking
and
word.
End of story.
Your name is the fucking Crooked Man, man.
But they refused
And we
to
only
answer
have
for their
your
own
word to
crisis.
take that you didn't order those fucking girls dead.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen,
that's
I
not
mean, a
true.
certain level of privilege should be afforded to
who?
This is how it's always been.
Yes.
My
See,
Christ.
this is exactly to what I'm speaking.
It's
We
such,
lashed our ropes to
it's
this
so
diseased
frustrating.
world,
It's such
and ever since,
circular
which one of us
logic.
has
It's
been
such
there for you?
bullshit.
Who filled your
You
lunch
know
with
it's
the promise of
bullshit.
more?
You know he's so
Who
fucking
was there
full
while
of
they
shit.
idly played in their towers?
It's very,
Judging
very
you,
obvious.
treating you
It's
as
very
mindless
obvious
children,
that he's
too
responsible, that
stupid
he's
to
the guilty
command your
party
own
in all of
destiny.
this.
Without me, who will pay your
And then
rent
he's
when you're on
trying
the
to
verge of eviction?
double talk his way out of this with no
Who
argument.
will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks
Like,
to our dear
just
citizens?
shut the fuck up.
Who will protect
Just
you
get
from the
over
big
it.
bad
Just get the goddamn thing over with.
Who will be
Bigby, Miss White.
And of course, finally, somebody comes in here to put a nail in the coffin.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance
And
to
it's,
say
of course,
something.
Nerissa, or rather, Faith.
What's she doing here?
Or rather,
I'd like to... I need to say something.
as I would theorize,
Kind of in the middle of something.
She has something to say. and
Faith
we're gonna listen.
disguises
Go right
Nerissa.
ahead.
You know.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why
So,
I was...
let's take a moment here to focus on what's going on here in this scene. So we've got Nerissa here showing up, you know, later than everybody else to put the final nail in the coffin that will end this trial and like convict the Crooked Man. Now, pay attention to not just the words that she's saying
Just
here, but
shut
also
up.
the way.
You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish some order here.
Vivian wanted you freed from the ribbons. She took her own life.
I'm sorry, I don't think I know
Nerissa! My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you.
Don't worry. He's gonna pay for it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
Yeah. So, again, if you listen to what she's saying there, you know, she hits it really hard. My name is Nerissa. Nerissa. And it's like she's talking about how she can finally speak and she can finally say all the things she wanted to say because she's no longer under the influence of the spell. And, like, my theory, based on all the things that I've said throughout the course of this playthrough, it's not actually Nerissa, it's Faith disguised as Nerissa because Nerissa sacrificed herself and gave Faith the glamour to, the disguise to masquerade herself as a means to protect herself and a means to break out of the situation, which is again linked to Faith's story. Faith's origins, Faith's fable, is all about disguising herself to get out of a bad situation. The whole game is about disguises and deceptions. It all plays into the same theme. So, and we're about to get into the epilogue, where I think even further reinforces that narrative, that position, that this isn't the person that she says she is. And it's evident in the presentation of information and the way that the actress delivers her lines. They want her to hit specific words especially hard. She's really reinforcing the fact that this is Nerissa. Nerissa is the one that you're talking to here. Nerissa, because she wants to underscore that fact that this is the face that this is the person that you took with your actions. This is the person that you killed with your actions. This is the person who saved my life and whose life was taken by you. And I want you to see her face and know her name as I take you down, as I push you off your ivory tower and bring you to the justice that you deserve. As I topple you and avenge my friends. That's what it's all about in this scene. She's telling her, she's really emphasizing those words.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me.
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves.
You're all rats, fleeing from one
Yeah, and now he knows he's completely beaten. He's got nothing else. So he just shows his true colors. Doesn't even pretend anymore.
Done for you. What, you take two people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
Wait.
What?
You're done talking, crooked man. You had your chance.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we
Yeah,
don't
now,
have to kill anybody. We can
The suggestion that Auntie Greenleaf comes in here
somewhere he can never hurt anyone.
is probably the
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help.
the humanitarian solution. Basically, what they do is they change him into a crow and lock him up. But that's also
Listen up. Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a
in
suitable punishment.
the canon of the stories. That kind of a solution isn't really a solution because it can come back to bite you very easily.
Why not? What about a vote?
What do you think this is?
Everyone, calm down.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me. I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine. Are you sure? This
I just
isn't
completely
how-
lost my train of thought there for a second.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow.
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff.
Yeah, the thing about the crow, it's a bad idea to put people like this who have power and influence and everything in this position where they can come back to haunt you, because usually they will. Like, it might be humanitarian in ethics, but it doesn't work in the practice of a narrative fiction.
This moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Finish it, Sheriff.
Please, we can still
end it already.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, if anything, at the very least deserves to go down
between
a little.
us, I was gonna let you live. Now,
you're going to miss me.
No, I'm not.
No, I won't.
For Lily and Faith.
Yes, another one of us to erase from the books.
Okay, so we're wrapping up now. And all that's left to do is the epilogue, in which we're going to get our hardest evidence. It's going to really hammer home that position that what you've heard isn't the whole truth, and that there's more to this than that's going on. And I would argue that it really, again, reinforces my interpretation that I've settled on.
Great to see you.
About
I don't
the
know
relationship
if you remember me.
between the
I
three
know
girls.
who you are, Flycatcher. You've worked at the Woodlands for how many years now?
I think I've lost count. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. Well, I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
This fucking line.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's the Gwen that Vivian was mentioning before.
Oh, Mr. Wolf, Flycatcher left his keys.
Because otherwise, I don't know who that character is supposed to be.
Is everything okay? You look...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
I'm going. Jesus.
We only have like 5 minutes.
They carry me for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit. You forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit. Just go grab that, would you? It's just a farm. You don't have to be so dramatic about it.
Come on, Colin.
I'm walking, all right? Calm down.
Wait! Sheriff Bigby! I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so... if you could bring it to her, she was nice. So...
What is it?
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
That's everybody.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore. Don't worry. You'll be a lot safer there. There's plenty of space to run around, and a nice river nearby so you can swim all you want.
Even in daytime?
Yeah, You don't have to worry about the Mundy seeing you. It'll be nice. Come on. It won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves.
So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ. Are you still mad at me?
Would it change your mind? You got another one of those? How about a smoke for the road? Thanks, Bigby. Always a gentleman, aren't you, Bigby? I guess I'll see you around. Stay out of trouble, okay? If you even can.
I'll try.
Yeah, me too.
Saying goodbye?
Yeah, so Nerissa's now gonna lay out everything that happened, and
Hi.
at the end of it, there's gonna be
Hi.
some parallels cut up.
You're still wearing
And I think that all of it
Yeah.
seems to point in the same
guess I am.
direction of
It's not easy to
what I'd
forget.
theorize
I know it
about what
seems
actually
like I should
happened.
be able to. It's just
It's okay. I get it.
listen. I came here because
I'm always
I have to tell
hesitant
you
about
something.
whether or not I should actually remove the ribbon, because
It's about what happened to
I doubt
Faith
she'd
and
even let you,
I'm not sure
and
where
it's
to
also
start.
not really my place.
Faith, Lily, and we had this plan.
Yeah, so this is
We're
what
gonna
she's
find a
talking
way
about.
out. Leave the
This
pudding
is
in pie
all
for good.
true-ish,
But then Faith
but there's a lot of
decided to get
stuff.
some
And the way she's
leverage.
hitting the word
she stole
faith.
a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
understand.
she's really
You've
emphasizing
seen how
that
they kept
word
us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to
because
silence
she's
someone
trying
who
to
had
keep her
physical
story
evidence?
straight.
I had
She's trying to.
Marissa, what did you do?
She's trying to avoid
freaked
saying
out,
the word
okay?
"I."
I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the
trying
Crooked Man to
to,
leave us alone.
in my
I could just
opinion,
forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
she's
So
trying
I
to
told him everything.
avoid blowing her cover. And I'm
Everything.
thinking this is
And I
true.
begged for mercy
The story
for all of
about
us.
what
I didn't
Nerissa
want
did.
anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Yeah.
And I think Faith must have also understood the guilt that Nerissa had. Like, I believe the story is a half-truth, what she's saying about how Faith stole these photos to get some leverage on one of the major players Crooked Man had under his sway, and that Nerissa, the actual person, tried to smooth things over because she knew the risk and was trying to trying to protect her friends because there were much greater risk, but it ended up blowing up in her face. The Crooked Man made the call to have Lily and Faith executed. But again, my theory is that Nerissa got to Faith in time to protect her and sacrifice herself in Faith's place. And that now it's all been
Georgie
Faith.
promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man.
It's all been Faith masquerading. as Nerissa to protect herself.
Here.
You know, and to try to lead
Thank you.
someone in the right direction to get justice for her friends.
I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it
Yeah,
wasn't
but
the truth, was
it's
it?
very, very
What does it
clear
matter? I know the crooked man did it.
that it's all the
So what
crooked
if it
man's
wasn't the whole truth?
responsibility.
It was true enough.
I guess it's done as
It was
done.
all done
I know
under the
he
crooked
ordered
man's
their
orders.
I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality.
Yeah, and again,
especially after
it's just the technicality of
that
it.
night after
There's
Faith.
no reason
I
why the
tried to
crooked
warn
man
Lily,
shouldn't have been
but she wasn't with her
held
scheduled
accountable,
appointment.
held
So
to the
I
justice
did the
of
only
it.
thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
You?
I walked her over here, and I left her, just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them, could at least save the rest of us.
You were trying to get my attention. So you started all this.
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The crooked man was counting on that.
When we suffer, we do it in silence, and the world likes it that way. We just...
Yeah, like you even noticed that
like we
the
never
jacket
existed.
she's wearing is kind
I
of the
couldn't watch
same
that
kind
happen
of
to Faith.
color scheme
Or Lily.
of
Nobody
Faith's
cares
outfit.
about us.
You know, there's all
Not
these little
really.
subtle details.
It's going to be different.
These subtle touches that seem to
Things like that won't
indicate
happen anymore. Not while I'm around.
that this
You'll
is
make
actually
things right.
Faith in disguise.
You and Snow.
You know, it's all thematic. It's all
Seems like no matter
ties
what I do, it's
into
just not enough for her or anyone.
the
I just
story
can't
of the
win with these
character.
people.
I know it
And,
might
like,
feel that way, but they need you, Bigby.
There's all the
Both of you.
parallels
You
being
two
put
make
out
a
here.
good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
Like,
I
a lot of
really
this
know where
stuff
we
the
stand
first time
anymore.
through probably goes
Things are
over your
just
head.
Different.
Huh.
But
Things are
they
always
really suggest it right at the very end that there's more going on than meets the eye.
After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want
And it's
to
only when you go through
Without
on
you,
these successive
none of this would have
playthroughs
happened.
that you start to
You
pay more
listened
attention to the
when
smaller
no one else
details.
would.
And it's the smaller
You knew
details
when
that
to show
often matter
mercy,
most
and
in these
you
kind of
brought
stories.
justice to this town.
And that's one of the reasons,
Because you brought the crooked
one of the
man in,
reasons even,
everyone saw
not
who he really
reasons,
was. So from where I'm standing,
it's
you
one of the
did right
reasons
thing.
why I think this is such a strong
You've been
game,
doing this
because
job for a
there's a
reason.
lot of
And I left Faith
thought
at your doorstep
put into
because
this.
I knew if anyone stood a chance against the crooked man, it was you.
I hope I've at least done some good here.
You've changed this place. For better or worse.
Yeah, so
Fabletown wouldn't
pay
be the
attention
same without
especially
you.
to this last little piece.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
You know, and that's a direct parallel to Faith. It's the thing she said to him in the first episode. And now he's going to go retracing his
I have to
steps.
tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about
He
Faith?
said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, so if you didn't understand it all up to that point, that's where they really try to hammer it home. That there's a very, very strong parallels going on between those two characters, and the suggestion is that it is actually Faith disguised as Nerissa as a way to escape and get away from all the
I'll see you around.
all the trials,
Wolf.
all the struggles that she's had to endure in Fabletown. Alright, so, again, that's my, that's the interpretation I went with. That's what I feel is probably going on beneath the surface of this. And I hope through all these playthroughs and the various commentaries I've put into this, that you might have taken something interesting out of this whole thing. So, that's going to be it for now. That's our final epilogue to this whole scenario. And, yeah. So, until next time, stay safe, stay posi, and be excellent to each other. Love and rockets. See you on the other side.